Hello everyone, today we are going to try something a little new. We're going to do a visual novel. As you can see, this one's called Without Within. I'm not too sure about this one. Let's just dive right in. Venti, 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 Venti. The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please, prepare yourself, Miss Venti. Once I open this door, we will head straight for our limo. The guard has no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. Taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Oh, jeez. Miss Venti, please, let us hurry. Oh wait, no, that's a body. Miss Venti, please, let us hurry. My bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd, and I tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Venti, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Venti, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. Ah! I can't believe I'm this close to Venti! Oh, I just hit my mic. My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep the fans in check. A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he faded at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. Well, okay then. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me. As I climbed in, my trailing fan snapped as many photos as it could. Miss Venti, Miss Venti! The crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd. They never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful peasants must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. Oh, my graceful presence. Huh. Miss Venti, Miss Venti! Little Nekomaid statue. That's adorable. Huh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got to ride in the limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, the single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view, featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry. I needed to take back the one-room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms. Thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? And the toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Venti, Miss Venti! A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or 2 would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I'd be better off staying in bed. So I'm just gonna... Wait. No. go with stay in bed. I snuggled back in my blanket. The landlady could knock all she wanted. My focus was on my calligraphy dreams. I had no time for these common folk matters. Wow. A week later, turned out the landlady was chasing me for my rent. By the time I realized, she had already evicted me. Now I lived on the streets with nothing but my calligraphies. Oh, well, I screwed up. The past few nights have been freezing cold, and I ran out of tissues to wipe my runny nose with. To make things worse, but I could feel my head heating up from an upcoming fever. Oh, my bad. Might interest you in buying one of my works? I got a 2-for-1 deal today. Oh. Already got the bed in. Okay. We'll go with load. Rise and shine. Coming! Coming! As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too. Oh god. Morning, Miss Venti. Good morning, Miss Venti, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up. That's because I did. It's always for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her head. She had no right to treat me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into Venti-flavored pancake. Okay. Mr. Venti, your rent was due 3 weeks ago. Well, at least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. The next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted. Alright. Just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. She spun around to leave. Once she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. Tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I become an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first I needed to put in the work. Oh, nice little CG here. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area, my calligraphy spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke, just one of the many things I dealt with. I disappeared. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians look up almost every inch of space on the street. Took up my bed. Surely this would be the day when everyone saw, or somebody spotted my talent. God. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. It's a Japanese game now. Dot dot dot. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passion or passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying? 7% of the people who you reached out to will buy your work. I can live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I just wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Let me give this another save here. let's go with the rant. Enough was enough. I sprang off the ground and kicked the fence behind me. The crowd stared as I ranted on and on about their ignorance. It felt so good to let loose. These people knew how to spot real art. My career would have already kicked off. Oh. 2 days later, my eruption made its way to the internet. Guys, make sure to never buy anything from her. She's nuts. Who does she think she is? Spread the news, everyone. We need to make sure people like that never get anywhere. My career was doomed. If I knew one mistake would destroy everything, I would have kept my trap shut. How I wish I could relive that day. Bad end, yep. I'll go with one more set. Decided to keep the displeasure to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. Allie is someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak to the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. Yeah. Okay. We'll go with attack for this one. I crushed up one of my calligraphies and rose. The man must have sensed my violent intent, as he backed a step and shielded his face with a bucket of chicken. I threw a punch at him before he could flee into the crowd. My fist connected with the side of his head. That marked the first time I had ever hit someone. My knuckles hurt from the blow. Seeing the guy's dropped jaw made it worthwhile. He probably grew up this way because nobody ever dared to punish him. A couple of pedestrians popped in and held me back from attacking the man further. I squirmed against their grips, but gave up as my anger waned. Once my breathing returned to normal, the civilians loosened their hold, and I brushed myself free. I'll remember this. The man fled for the train station, eating another piece of chicken as he did so. I hope he choked on it. The next morning, someone knocked on my door. I checked the clock. 5 a.m. When would the landlady cut me a break? Miss Venere? It's the police. I cupped a hand over my mouth as if keeping quiet would make the police go away. He must be here to ask about my assault yesterday. The guy I punched was nothing but talk. I should have let him ramble. God knew what would befall me now. I prayed it would at least be spared. I would be at least spared a jail sentence. Tears streaked down my cheeks as I buried myself under the blanket. Yeah. This had to be nothing more than a bad dream. Alright. Well, that's a little bit of Without Within. If you would like to see a little bit more of this, say something in the comments or something. Or like the video, whatever you want. But yeah. Hope you all have a nice day. Happy Halloween. And stay away from Christmas movies till December. Peace out.